Tamoguna means acting as a reaction to a certain tamoguna mentality. Action as a reaction to depression. So sometimes people enter into a relationship because they're very depressed. They don't know what to do with life. So they just want to enter into a relationship. That usually starts with bitterness and ends with bitterness. The next thing is taking everything personally. This is also another tamoguna trait. Feeling very hurt very soon. Anybody talks about anything, people feel, oh, they're talking about me. Oh, they're looking at me. So we start to feel very uncomfortable in any situation, even if it has nothing to do with us. So next step is everything and everyone feels like a torture. We hate being with people when the mind is in tamoguna. We don't like to be with people. We see everything as difficult, everyone as horrible. But what actually is the problem is that the mind is what is the problem. It's not the other people. Then we isolate, not wanting to see anybody. So this is the end result of trying to relate in the mode of tamoguna. I suggest this exercise. Kindly write down in columns what are certain reactions and actions and relationship habits that you have that are in the mode of ignorance, and what are certain patterns that you have in the mode of passion, and what are certain things you have in sattva-guna, so you can celebrate them. And then you can work on each of these patterns eventually, and you can make a prayer for each of the habit that you have cultivated, and you can make a prayer to overcome difficult habits, difficult negative thought patterns that you have. I have also observed that sometimes people don't actually hold the negative thought in their karma currently, but just because of habit, maybe they were going through a traumatic situation in the past, many years ago, but they have still not come out of the habit. So it is not actually astrological chart or the karma, it's just a habit. We are afraid to let go of tamoguna. Sometimes we are afraid to grow, we are afraid to succeed, we are afraid of healthy responsibilities. So it may not be as difficult as we usually think it is. So Rajaguna, actions as a reaction to stubbornness. We want to do it just because everyone else is telling us not to do it. We want to prove to the world that I can do it, I can show it. So when we usually enter relationships in this mode, it's a disaster. And we don't only create problem for others, but we also create bad karma for ourselves. And as a result of that, there is bad relationships. People actually feel frustrated with us. They feel fried with us. And then we become irritable to all that appears against our desires. Then we become offensive in our behavior, which can really hamper our progress in our own spiritual life. In Sattva-guna, actions resulting due to sattvic mentality. So primarily there is balanced relationships, there is no dependency, and there is no codependency. And we are not trying to act in order to please anybody, but we're trying to act in order to please Krishna. We're trying to do everything in the mood of service. And we don't waste time and we don't feel sorry. Main thing is we don't complain. In Sattva-guna we are progressive and positive. Now you see these 3 columns here. Replicate the same in your notebooks or on your computers and try to reflect on where are you at this point in life. Where do you need to tweak your mind? How do you need to control and channel certain patterns and habits that you have?